My guest today is the president of Bucharest Stock Exchange, Mr. Radu Hanga. Mr. Radu, thanks for joining me.
Armenhui, thank you for inviting.
Today we are going to speak about the Bucharest Stock Exchange and a lot of new things happening there. So first of all, congratulations on successfully accomplishing BVB's new brand identity. You had a good brand and now you had a new one. What are the importance of these changes for the exchange and for the market in general?
I'm very happy, first of all, that you noticed while looking from far away that we made some significant changes in terms of our public image, in terms of branding. For us, it's a step forward, a sign of maturity. You know the old logo of the Bucharest Stock Exchange. Somehow it's a transition, it's a transformation. We work on that basis, and I would say we worked a little bit with the colors, with the appearance. We made it simpler, lighter, maybe a little bit younger and more adapted to the online, to the digital environment, which starts to become more important for financial services and for capital markets in general. So for us, it's again a step forward. Any company has to change, has to evolve, has to send the message that it's moving forward. And sometimes this is also linked to a change in its public appearance, in its public logo image.
So yes, we spoke about your old logo, but what about the idea of new one? What is what the idea is behind the new logo, and why this is the right time to make this?
We worked with the old logo since the restart of the Bucharest Stock Exchange back in '95. Since '95, we just made slight adjustments, but overall, it remained about the same image, the same picture, the same logo which represented Bucharest Stock Exchange. And we felt that now, after 25 years, it is a time to make a change, to make a step forward. It is somehow linked to also the transition we are seeing in financial services industry in general towards more online, more digital interaction between players and between players and the clients. So we had to come with something which to be more adapted to the new environment we are operating in. So this was the necessity. We started the discussions last year. It happens that this rebirth of Bucharest Stock Exchange, this transformation to be associated by what we are seeing in terms of market development. As you probably see, we are going through a very, very positive period. We see a lot of local companies looking more closely to the Bucharest Stock Exchange as a financing option. We have a record number of companies getting listed this year, 19 companies, out of that 2 on the main market and 17 on Aero market. So we really have a very, very constructive environment where this rebranding takes place.
Good. So yes, we are following all the activities of Bucharest Stock Exchange, and these are impressive ones. About Aero, you mentioned about the Aero market. I want to ask how can you describe the evolution of these companies and how it became that much popular, the Aero market?
We think that there is a context, of course. There is a context, which means that we have this platform, and this platform gained in terms of visibility. On the other hand, we are looking at the financial area. We are looking at what's happening globally and locally. What we do see globally, of course, we see central banks being more aggressive in providing liquidity in the markets. We see this low interest rate environment, high liquidity environment. And if we turn to the local context, we see about the same picture. If we look at the central bank, the intervention rate, even if it was just increased yesterday by 25 basis points, overall, we are at a very low point in terms of interest rate. If you look 10 years back, the central bank was at 8% with the intervention rate. Now we are at 1.5. So very low interest rates here locally, as we see globally, and also a very positive evolution in terms of liquidity. If we look at what the banking sector is reporting, we see that retail deposits in banks are now at 270 billion lei, which means something like 54 billion euros. 54 billion euros. So we see huge liquidity. We see significant growth. If you look at the retail deposits, the growth rate in the last 6-7 years was 10% plus every year. And this coupled with the low interest rate environment, that creates pressure on clients, on investors, on owners of this liquidity to look for alternative investments. And of course, this creates a positive momentum for the stock exchange. We see very good evolution in terms of market value of the listed companies. Indices are performing very well. So this attracts companies. We have money, we have investors, we have companies coming towards the stock exchange, and this creates this positive momentum. And of course, this is like a snowball. Companies which are coming, which are using Bucharest Stock Exchange platform for financing, they are talking about their positive experience with the stock exchange. So it's not only the stock exchange talking about its importance. There are also our clients talking about their positive experience with the Bucharest Stock Exchange, which creates the network effect, which creates, on the other hand, the long-term perspectives for the local market.
Seems everything fine in your market, and I hope Bucharest Stock Exchange will become like a bigger in not distant future. And together with all this positivity, can you mention what challenges are there at this point? Because everything is good, but it is impossible not to have challenges. So mostly, what is the current challenge of Bucharest Stock Exchange?
Well, of course, we are working locally in strengthening the ties with the local environment. And when we speak about the local environment, we speak about the entrepreneurial area, but also we are talking about the state, we are talking about the public authorities, because in order for the market to grow, we need to have a stable environment around us. A stable environment means lower risk, means lower interest rates, and means, again, interest for the companies to finance, to grow, and incentive for owners of capital to look for alternative investments. So the biggest challenge for us, and this is a challenge which was with us and will stay with us as in any other market, it's promoting stability and predictability. And of course, in terms of internal challenges for the stock exchanges, how do we better position ourselves for the technology? As we said, the clients are more and more oriented towards online, digital interaction with the market. We have trading platforms. So we are looking very carefully at the brokerage industry, at our partners, at our distribution network, because they have to improve their online presence in order to increase their ability to bring new investors in the market. And as a side note on this topic, we are working with the state in order to simplify the taxation for investments. Because if you want to have more investors in the market, you have to make their life easier. You have to make the interaction between the clients and the market easier, simpler, and this means also simpler relationship in terms of taxation.
Yeah, so the main and basic incentives, which are the taxation and the technology, as everywhere. About the promotion of capital markets and in general, is BVB alone there, or brokerage companies, also the authorities are helping? So the point is that nowadays everything went online and the promotion is becoming more easier. So are you as a stock exchange alone, or you are with the cooperating partners in promoting capital market?
Of course, it's always about teamwork. As I mentioned before, we rely a lot on our partners, on our distribution channel, which is the brokerage industry. So it's quite important for us to have active brokers, both in terms of bringing new companies on the stock exchange and bringing new investors on the stock exchange. And again, we are very, very happy to see things happening. If you look at this year alone, we see 19 companies getting listed. We see 22 bond issues getting listed on the main market and on IRO market. We see the state using the Bucharest Stock Exchange platform in order to finance its needs. So we see the entire ecosystem around us working to support. And of course, we see the same positive momentum in terms of new investors. If you look back at the end of 1999, so in the last 1.5 years, we have an almost 30% increase in terms of number of investors at the Bucharest Stock Exchange. So very positive momentum in both new companies coming to the stock exchange and new investors. And this, of course, happens due to the cooperation, the partnership we have with our brokerage ecosystem and with the state.
And about the future, Bucharest Stock Exchange will pay attention on what particular areas starting from next year?
We are looking, of course, still at the liquidity, and we would like to see a more liquid market. Of course, liquidity means also the diversification of the products we have on the plate. So we have there a very important project, which means the central counterparty, which is a precondition for launching the derivatives market. And we expect that with the launch of the derivatives market, that's going to increase the liquidity also on the main market. We are looking at the partnership with the energy sector, because in CCP project, we have also the energy sector involved, and we expect to see products linked not only on stocks, but also products linked on energy being traded on the market. So this is the main topic for us: increasing the liquidity, diversification of the products, and the continuous effort to bring in the market new companies and new investors.
I wish you good luck with all your initiatives, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the invitation, and I am also looking forward to meeting you and our friends from FEAS.
Thank you, Radu.